What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Northern Rider, and today we are continuing our little escapade, our little journey, if you will, through preparing for this little adventure that we've got planned.
I'm in the nature, Mark!
The state of that thing.
Is that microphone on? If you haven't already seen the last video, which is about tents, then I would suggest go and have a look at that. You'll just go through everything as one sort of big sort of series, like a mini series about this. So today we are continuing our preparation for our little mini adventure. Today we're going to be looking at sleeping bags and also dry bags. So we're going to be looking at sleeping bags today. Like this. So what's the different types? So there's two different types of sleeping bags. There is a down sleeping bag and a synthetic sleeping bag as well. What's the differences? And also, why are you making videos on camping stuff and not mountain biking? It's going to be an all-encompassing challenge. It's going to be an all-encompassing channel. We're going to do everything. We're going to go on little adventures together. You and me. Yes, you. The two differences are that synthetics tend to be a little bit on the heavier side of things, whereas down, they tend to be lighter because obviously of the feathers. So another difference between the two is if they do get wet, a synthetic sleeping bag will tend to do a lot better than keeping you warm than a down one. If a down sleeping bag gets wet, they will like completely soak up all that moisture and they'll stay wet for a lot longer. You do need to dry them out. Although with a synthetic sleeping bag, it is wet, it will be uncomfortable. However, it will insulate you a bit better than it would be with a down one because it hasn't got the feathers inside of it. So another point about the sleeping bags is also if you are allergic to feathers, then a down sleeping bag will be out of the question for you because you will be constantly sneezing, and whatever sort of reaction that you receive from down pillows or quilts and things like that at home, you'll receive the same sort of thing with a sleeping bag as well. Synthetics, they are made completely of synthetic material as the name suggests, and also they are allergy free. So another difference between the two sleeping bags is that the synthetics tend not to be as warm as a down sleeping bag. The insulation and loft properties of a down sleeping bag are far superior than a synthetic. There are good synthetic bags out there, so I'm not putting you off that. However, I always found that down sleeping bags tend to be of a much better quality. Although the down ones do tend to be more expensive than the synthetic ones, I do carry a synthetic one simply because I've had it for so many years. It just does the job, and I'm not ready to kind of upgrade my sleeping bag as of yet. Packing a sleeping bag as well is a massive thing as well. What I would like to be able to do with my sleeping bag is to compress it down quite small and then seal it within a watertight bag. Also, size wise as well, synthetic bags tend to be on the larger side. There are some different types of synthetics which can go down to a small size. So these smaller sleeping bags are really good, they're really compactable as well. However, the thing to realise as well that because down sleeping bags tend to be a lot better at insulating when they're dry than the synthetics, there is sort of different sort of ratings within the sleeping bag world. So for example, with synthetics, they sometimes tend to have a cold temperature rating. They have an area which is like the set sort of standard where you're comfortable at, and then they have like a below and then a plus. So the below is the coldest that the sleeping bag will try to insulate you at, and also the highest is the one that you will be feeling far too uncomfortable to sleep in. So that's sleeping bags. If you want to leave a comment down below about any questions that you may have about sleeping bags and things like that, I'm always on hand to be able to reply. So if you want to, you can like the video to let me know that you've enjoyed this content and also that you've learned something about sleeping bags if you want. These are dry bags. These are an absolute godsend. They come in many different sort of shapes, sizes, functions, everything like that. So this particular brand is Oatlieb. They are a German manufacturer, so they produce some of the most efficient dry bags in the world. So with the Oatly, they have this sort of plastic sort of section along the top here, which acts as a crease sort of starter sort of will. And what it does is there, you can basically fold these bags over like this to seal them. So this will create like a nice firm section which you can roll down. Once you've rolled down these bags, then what usually happens is, on most of them, they have sort of clips like these here. You'll clip them into each other like that, and then that bag is then sealed up. That will give you protection against it when it's raining. If you fall into a river and stuff like that, that's going to be your best protection against the water. So dry bags, like I said before, they come in different sizes and different sort of functions, I would say. So this is from a company called Exped. They make all different sort of sizes on here. In this bag here, I usually put my like electronics. I usually carry like a notepad and pen, batteries and things like that if I'm taking things like my camera gear and stuff like that. This one here, this is from Sea to Summit. This is a brilliant little bag. I absolutely love this. This never gets opened really, to be honest with you. So in this bag itself, this is my medical kit on here. So I've got little bandages, zinc oxide tape. There's two purposes for that. I'm not going to go into the full details. I might make a video on that myself. And they are specific to my qualifications as well. I've done a lot of medical training over the years. I'm pretty good at doing medical stuff. You're gonna get a first aid kit, get it to your sort of level. It's no point having like a full-on medical kit which is for trauma and things like this if you can't use half of the kit. So just to reiterate exactly what we've been talking about here, we've basically covered the differences between down and synthetic sleeping bags and what they are. If you've forgotten already, you can go back. You can rewind this and go back. So the differences between down and synthetics, and also we've covered dry bags. They come in different shapes and sizes, and also what I've been putting in the sleeping bag. So for example, I've been putting in batteries, first aid kits, notepads, pens, that sort of stuff. Anything that you need to keep dry, spare clothes, things like that. That is going to be the ideal usage for these dry bags. So like I said before, if you haven't already, click like down below. Smash that like button. Do a manual bar spin over it, do a backflip somersaulty barrel roll type thing on it. If you click on that subscribe button, that will also allow you to click on that bell notification, which will tell you exactly when my new videos are coming out. So currently at the moment, I am posting one video a week. That comes out on a Friday at 12:15 in the afternoon. So don't forget, I'm the Northern Rider. Thanks for dropping in, and I'll see you in the next one.
I'm going out with you tonight. Are you close?